Hey, what's going on, guys? Benny here, just hanging out at the Iron Edge gym here at home. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the most important thing when it comes to your nutritional planning, when it comes to gaining weight, losing weight, even to maintain or to build a diet out for performance. This is no trick. This is no hidden gem. This is just fact of the matter that nobody wants to talk about when it comes to really putting in the time and effort to have the right plan when it comes to your meal planning to achieve the goals that you want. And that is the calories in versus calories out. Nobody wants to start there. Nobody wants to build from there. And the fact of the matter is, if you can look at the science and the data all day long, it is impossible for you to build up if you're trying to gain muscle mass, hypertrophy, if you do not have a surplus. You need the material to build the house. And on the flip side, if you're looking to lean out, it is impossible to drop weight if you do not have some sort of deficit going on. So nobody wants to start there. Nobody wants to build from there, but that's exactly where you got to start. That is the biggest piece of the pie. We spend too much time focusing on the small things that are going to give us minimal to no results. We want to think about supplements. And honestly, most of those supplement companies, they're trying to sell you a pill or a powder that's going to make you think that you can bypass this big step. And that's impossible. You guys cannot do that. The only time you might see someone with some level of success with this is if somebody who is not natural. If you have some sort of performance enhancer or something along those lines, if somebody's juicing, whatever you want to call it, they might be able to get away with some. But even then, there's still a very fine line that they cannot go past, even with the help of some sort of drug. So as a lot of you guys, as somebody who's clean and natural, you have got to really pay close attention to the calories in and calories out. And so how do we go about that? So whenever you sit down to build out a plan, whether it's trying to gain or lose, the most important thing you got to do when it comes to the calories in and calories out is you have got to decide what your base level is. What does your body need each and every day just to maintain exactly where you are? Now, there are a lot of formulas out there based off your body weight, your body fat percentage, based off of sometimes even your height, so you can really understand like what type of body type you are. I'll put some of those formulas probably those calculators in the description box to help you guys try to figure out what your baseline start needs to be for maintaining. Because what makes that number so important is that's where you start. And a lot of guys, we have the problem of starting. We don't know where to start, where to begin, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to provide you with the tools to at least get you started. And the thing that a lot of folks hear in training, and they hate to hear it when it comes from their personal trainer, your coach, or anything like that, is, hey man, we just got to see what works best for you. And honestly, that is most of the time, that is the absolute best answer. Some of us, we cut corners or we lie to ourselves and we say, hey, I'm actually intermediate. I'm an expert. I'm a pro at this. I got this thing nailed down. And a lot of us, we're still stuck at the beginner stage. We think we have it all figured out when it comes to our diet, and we really don't. And so we don't know where to begin to really build out an effective diet. And that is knowing your calories in and your calories out. You guys are going to have to weigh. You're going to have to measure. I've been training. I'm almost 38. I started hitting the gym really hard my first year in college. So I almost have 20 years of training experience, and I still weigh out and measure my foods when I'm on a serious diet. I mean, I'm even go as far as like some of my post-workout treat sometimes is a bowl of cereal, and I'll even weigh that out sometimes. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but I need to know exactly what's going in and going out so I can better control and adjust my diet. So for you guys that are starting, you need to start somewhere. And the number that I'm going to give you is a starting point. And this is what I'm going to tell you. If you're someone trying to lose weight, you want to take 10% of whatever that maintenance caloric intake is and subtract that from your caloric intake. So let's say, for instance, your body needs 2,000 calories a day to just simply maintain, to break even. 10% of 2,000 calories is 200 calories. So your starting point for someone trying to lose weight, your deficit needs to be 1,800 calories. That's your beginning point. And if you're someone trying to gain weight, I like to use the same numbers, 10% over. And again, there's nothing magical about these numbers. It's just a starting point. You've got to start somewhere and see what happens as you progress through this diet and make the proper adjustments. Someone who has an active lifestyle, an active job is going to need more calories than someone who's more sedentary in their lifestyle. So there's things that we're going to have to take into account. And you don't want to jump ship too quick. too many people make that mistake. And what ends up happening is they will do a diet for a few days or even for 1 week, and they look and see where they're on the scale, boom, they change it up. You can't do that. Most of the time, to really see big changes, it's going to take a couple of weeks. So I would say whenever you begin the diet, you really want to, in the beginning, just give yourself a couple of weeks on the diet and see what happens with your body. Are you dropping the weight like you want to? Are you building the weight like you want to? And there's a line there. You don't want to drop too much weight too quick, because that can be detrimental at the end of the stage when it comes down to it. If you're dropping too much weight too quick, it's a possibility that you're losing the wrong kind of weight. You'll inevitably end up with the same type of body composition. You'll just be a smaller version of what you already look like. And the same thing on the other side. If you're gaining too much weight too quick, you might look at yourself and say, man, I'm putting on size, but it's not the kind of size that I want. So there is a healthy amount to lose and not lose too much. And then there's a healthy amount to gain, but not gain too much. So that's why I recommend starting off with looking and evaluating every 2 weeks. Now that can change from person to person depending on how far into the program we are. So for you guys, as a basic recommendation, this is what I'm saying. You have got to figure out your baseline of calories, what your body needs to maintain. Take 10% of that and either subtract it or add it, whether you're trying to lose or gain the weight. Maintain that for 2 weeks and then assess the results. See what's going on at that point and decide if you need to add any calories or if you need to take away more calories, or if you just need to leave it exactly where it is because you're seeing the results that you want. That's where you guys need to begin. Calories in and calories out. Once you begin to master that, then we can start talking about all the other things. But all those other things do not matter unless you get this first step right. All right, so I hope that's helpful for some of you guys, and I'll be back a little bit later to maybe give you guys some more nutritional stuff beyond that as far as what the next step would be. So y'all take care, get out there, train hard. God bless.